Hey guys, welcome back. This is Nightwolf53 back here again with another What If. This is what if Deku was isekai'd into furry world. Now, so Rose will be the freaking protogen whenever we get to her. People that has asked for reptiles, I have added. I have added my own, not my own character, but I've added my own character that I wanted to ship with Izuku. I've actually, yeah, if you get it, you get it. But yes, so the best name I could find for the princess is Kitsuna, because it's a name that actually sounds okay, and Rose is the protogen. Now for the other two I have, which are reptiles. So please pick a name. One is a snake, one is a velociraptor. So, or a raptor in this case. So, go right ahead and choose something, because hell if I know if I'm gonna pick a. Go ahead and pick a name for him. It'd be hard as heck too. But yes, Ketsuna is the princess's name. So where we last left off, Izuku was, well, he was invited to the carriage of Princess Ketsuna. As they were going along, and Izuku thinking whether this princess was really nice if she, or if that was just show in front of her public, like some heroes in his past, where in front of the crowd they were very strong and heroic, but outside of the crowd and popular in fame and outside of the media, they had a very dark secret underneath. They changed whenever no one was looking. But yes, as the carriage ride went very well, they would get up to Princess Kitsuna's castle. Ah, yes. The castle, a magnificent, wonderful castle. We had multiple shades of white, black, and gold all the way across it, in different patterns and shapes. But one thing stand true at every castle. The flag held a three printed, I can't know if I say paw or not, but it's a handprint almost. There are three handprints on there. There are the ones for the main one, which are the normal furries. Then we have the reptiles, which is a reptilian hand. And then we got the protogens, which is more of a technology. And it's a bit more fluffier. It's basically more puffed up. And it's basically their flag. Now, being the only kingdoms around, they own a precision amount of the countries, which is basically their country. They have their own states and stuff and things like that. There's actually a very good state that's actually located in between all of them, the protogens, uh, the protogens, the reptiles, and the normal furries. There's actually a really cool state in between all of them that was its own thing before, but now it's not. But it's still a major city. What's it called? It was called Texas. Yeah, that good Texas. That state of Texas in between, all of the countries. Has multiple things in there. It has some shark people, snakes, normal furries, protogens. That good state. Yeah, that's in there. Yeah, us down in Texas, we have our rattlesnakes, our sharks, our foxes, wolves, mountain lions, all that. And we have our good technology. But yeah, let's move out of that. We have our oil. But yes, as Azuku, I'm getting off topic. But yes, as Azuku was finally making it to the steps of the princess's castle, the carriage let open and the princess went first. Ah, welcome back, Your Majesty. How's the trip? Oh, wonderful. I met a very noticeable boy that doesn't seem to be from our world. What do you mean, princess? Azuku, or Azeku, can you please come out? Yes, ma'am. As he comes out, they're in shock. He's not a furry. He's a different species. what are you? Well, from my world, it'd be almost the exact same thing with you guys, but a little bit different. Since you guys look like you would have quirks, but aren't. What do you mean by that? Well, I am what everyone calls a human. I'm not that furry. It's an evolution from primates almost. Oh wow. Right? Our great ancestors were normal sharks and foxes and all this. As she would ramble on about different evolutions and how it happened. And Izuku, of course, writing this all down in a notebook. So, Deku. Yes, ma'am? I'd like you to come into my palace. Okay, princess? Oh, don't call me princess. Just call me, Kitsuna. Kitsuna? Yes, I am Princess Kitsuna. I am the royal kitsune here. Okay, well, a kitsune is... Oh, as you see, I have about five tails. It is very rare for a fox to have that many tails. Actually, let me see, 1, 2, 3. No, there are 7 tails she has. Yeah, she has 7 tails, my bad. She has 7. Okay, well, having 7 tails is rare around here? Yes, indeed it is. Very rare, in fact. Only the royal bloodline has this. Surprisingly, the men are a lot stronger, so they only have 3 tails, but the women have 7. Oh, so do you have a brother at all? No, sadly not. My parents died at a couple years before after I was born. What? How old were you when they died? I was around 5 or 6 around the time they died. My mother was pregnant with a young boy, but he died with them because they couldn't get him out in time. And then plus his lungs, when actually opening up her and finding the baby, his lungs were not fully developed yet, so we couldn't do anything. Oh, that's sad. So, did you guys bury the 3? Yes. In the royal graveyard where most of the family lives. Or is dead right now, but it's where they are remaining for right now. Sometimes I miss them. At a young age, it was very traumatizing to see my parents go, but now after all the things I've seen and heard before, I'm not scared of this world anymore. Now, Deku, sorry about talking about my backstory, but how about yours? How did you come to this world? Well, can we, speak in a different room than the main hall? Oh, yes, of course. Now, let's go to my room. It's the most secure place here. Yes, ma'am. As Ketsuna walked to her room and invited Deku in, the guards were, how to put it, very protective of their princess. So they were very hesitant about letting him in. You must not enter the princess's domain. Please leave immediately or you will be stabbed. But yes, you will be killed on sight if you enter her domain. Guards, stand down. This is my guest, Izuku. You must let him in. We are having a private conversation. Then at least have a bodyguard in there, princess. Sorry, but it is up to him whether or not he would like someone else in there here. Are you okay with that, Izuku? Sure. If it's only one, then it won't be that bad. Alright, then I'll go ahead and get my loyal maid in here. Actually, kind of claps her finger or her hands together. She asks for her royal maid, and her royal maid is her. Yes. So yes, this is her royal maid. Now, as the royal maid comes, that's what I was saying. I might need a name for her. Or here, give me a sec. So I got a name now. So yes, as Kitsuna called her maid over. Yes, yes, my princess. All right, Amber. I would like you to meet Izuku. It is nice to meet you. I guess I will be escorting you to her room. Okay. As they would all three go into Kitsuna's room, and the conversation would finally begin. So, Izuku, where did you come from, of course? Like your background? Well, I guess it's called Earth, but you guys probably call your planet Earth as well. Well, somewhat, yes. We call it Fur. Fur? Yes, a furry Earth. Since we have not been to the stars, technically, we have seen past them through our spiritual connections. Like mine, I've seen your Earth, and ours was originally called Firth, so it still works either way. Well, I guess that's good, but yes, on Earth, there are these powers called quirks. Quirks? Are they like something like ours? Uh, yes and no. Quirks are a DNA mutation in the body. Over time, quirks have got more powerful, and they've separated into three different categories: an emitter, a mutation, and a transformation. Well, what do each one mean? Emitter quirks are like your fire. They can emit things like creating an object or manipulating fire or even creating fire. A transformation is like transforming between well, big or small, changing your hand to either like a sword or metal or even hardening up your skin. Now, mutation is a permanent thing. Say like a I guess you would be a prime example. So a kitsune. So a normal human looks somewhat like me, but you are all furried. You have permanent tails, and you have two ears. With the snout and eyes and a full body of fur, that is considered a mutation. So in this case, meaning that you have a mutation quirk called kitsune. Oh, well, that is very nice. But, here it is not called a mutation. It's very normal for us to have this. You are actually abnormal. Yes, I know, uh, princess. Now, I have a question as well. Well, what is it? Uh, why is she called Amber? Oh, that is her parents' name that they gave her. Because she had a strong affinity for fire and light magic. Oh, that's cool. Anything that's actually really cool. Well, it's glad to have you, Amber. You too as well, Mr. Deku. Hey, don't be that formal, just call me Deku. Okay, Deku. Well, that was a very nice talk, Deku. I'm glad to have some of these things filed up on what has happened. So, how did you get into this world? Let me try to remember. Oh, I can recall it now. A group called the League of Villains attacked a store. I was nearing the beach store, and while I was in there, I was grabbing some materials, some drinks and food, because I just finished up cleaning up a beach. And it was nearly complete at the time, but after the villains attacked this certain store, I forgot it was a bank or something, but yeah. It was some agenda or something, some hero or being there, but I was caught in between the crossfire and one of the villains had a decay quirk. So As soon as he put all 5 fingers onto me, I slowly decayed and disappeared. It was grueling and agonizing. But when I came to, I saw nothing almost. Just a deep, wide space. Then something with 2 glowing white eyes approached me. It had no physical form, but it looked like 2 stars approaching me, but it then spoke out. You will have a change in power. Here is a gift. Well, what was that change? I don't know. He just gave me something that looked similar to a DNA strip. Well, do you know what it is? I don't really know, so hopefully I can find out soon what he did. Yeah, let's hope it's nothing bad. I guess that's kind of the end of the story, and I kind of just woke up and found right in front of your castle. Or carriage, really. Ah, yes, things happen like that. Now, Izuku, I think it is best for you to at least have a room. And since the maids have the rooms for tonight, since they had a treat for cleaning up the entire palace in under a set amount of time, all the rooms are occupied by all the maids and workers. The only room that is actually open that it's willing to allow you is my room. But I don't know if you're willing to uh, be in here with me. Uh, I mean, I could just sleep on the ground or something. Oh, no, no, no. I guess I would take you then. I'll sleep in your room for tonight. Don't worry, I won't pull any tricks, Izuku. So you won't have to worry about me during the night. Why would you need to tell me this? Oh, no reason. As Izuku's getting a bit fearful now. So, what's for dinner or anything? Oh, yes, food. Maids and chefs, please cook our guests something to eat. Yes, ma'am. As the top maid leaves and the doors open up again and stay open because Izuku and the princess kept on talking about interests and stuff here and there. The queen, or princess, loving the outside and nature, loving the beautiful, outstanding world without her guards. And Izuku also loving the outside, but he loves the beach and being in the freedom of not knowing what's going to come next. He always loves the next fight he has or the next challenge he wants to overcome. As they prepare a steak dinner, per se. Now, you guys might be asking, what about the cow furries? What about them? Look, those are actually different from, like, the actual animals they have. They technically evolved from a different species of their own, and there still are those type of species of type of foxes and stuff, but there are still, like, cows, and normal chickens, and everything else normal. It's basically climate change and adaptation, stuff like that. So after a little while, Izuku would eat some steak and have something good to eat here and there, as he would get tired and go head off to bed. He'd head off into the princess's room and fall asleep, after taking a shower and putting on some reasonable clothing. But as soon as he passed out, he was, well, he was, basically grabbed and kind of squeezed together by Princess Kitsuna. Because it was very cold in the castle that evening. Since where they live is a bit more north, that's why there's a little bit less reptiles. Like a lot of less reptiles. Almost none, but they live up more north, so it gets a lot colder at night. And because Kitsuna never usually sleeps with a blanket, because she's a fox, she doesn't need to. She literally grabs Izuku and covers him with her tails, warming both her and him up. Since the body heat off of Izuku is going to her, and her heat from her fur and her body heat are going to Izuku. But Izuku thanked her for it and went back to sleep. During the night, uh, because of how allergies work, if you sniff up like a certain amount, like pollen, or if you're allergic to dogs, their fur and stuff, well, the DNA works something like that. No, not something, it's different. But during the night, because of one of the tails being so close to his face, Izuku technically inhaled a small strand of Princess Kitsune's fur. And as soon as it went into him, it kind of got stuck in there. But it disappeared after a while. It never came back out. But here's where his DNA changes. Over that night, Deku has changed a lot. So his head shape looked more like a fox. It started to look more like a fox. Well, no, not really. It still looks the same, but his head looks somewhat almost like a fox. His ears changed from having his normal human ears to a fox's ears. His eyes changed from white and green to, I want to say, I actually want to say a black and white. No, not black and white. I mean, I want it to be something like that. I guess a kind of black and gold, like Ketsuna has. Because it is her DNA, after all, he has inhaled, technically. Now, I'm going to pause here for a second. So, if you guys don't, know how that works. So, take both, I guess, cyanide gas and cyanide poison, like eating a pill. A pill takes 3 minutes to really take its effects. Inhaling cyanide takes in a matter of seconds. So it works faster. So it basically gets your bloodstream a lot faster. I'm just trying to explain the physics and the science with it. Since I'm trying to make everything like sensible to everyone. And if you're Indian, they didn't eat steak, they ate chicken. I don't know who's Indian at all, if you watch my videos at all. But if you're American or anywhere else, it's steak. If you're in India and if you're in India, it's chicken. But yes, let's move on from there. So pause. Yes, as Ketsuna started to know the feature as well, his ears grew out a bit longer. Well, they look like they did, which they have. But there was a slight difference in his hair color, his eyes. Well, a major difference in his eyes. And his body. He was growing more hair, which was very odd for Izuku. What's going on? There's a lot more hair. Izuku, I don't think that's the only problem. What is it? Well, Izuku, I think you might want to actually check for yourself. As Izuku runs to a mirror in Kitsune's room and looks in the mirror, his ears are they basically look like Kitsune's. His eyes look like Kitsune's, and his hair is starting to turn pure white. He's basically starting to turn into a boy version of Kitsuna, where instead of having 3 tails like the boys do, he'll have 5. No, wait. With the amount of ships I'm giving him, no, he's gonna have 6. That's if I want to add it. I'm probably just gonna let him have 5 tails. He's gonna have 5 tails. So yeah, he doesn't have me yet. He'll have him next night though, after because it's gonna start growing. So as he looks, he's like, "What? What happened? I don't know. Is it some type of mutation or something happening? No, that can't be. Or could it be? Huh? I guess something must have happened. Maybe it's just some side effect of me being here or something. What do you mean by that? Well, since my body's so used to my world, I don't know any of the viruses or things in this world. You could be right on that, but I don't know any virus that acts like this. Well, I am the first human here, so it could have a different effect on me. You're not wrong. But I can also be that DNA strand that type of god thing gave me. Well, what do you think it did? Well, I must have ingested something of you then. What? Well, look at the features I have. My hair's starting to turn white. My ears look almost like yours. And my eyes are basically look just like you. And the hair that's going around me are basically a tan and a white. So what else could it be? And the markings are, yeah, a bit different, but still, I have what you are. So I must have ingested a hair or something last night. But we were all asleep. Yeah, but how did he ingest my hair? Oh, that's probably how. How, Deku? Well, I'm guessing it reacted a lot more faster since I inhaled it in. What do you mean inhaled it? Well, since you were covering me with your tails, since you don't really use blankets here, I technically breathed in a hair that must have came off of you. In this case, giving me an adaptation to look like you, to start growing hair. So, will you grow more hair over time? Probably over the day I'll start growing more hair. Then at night will probably be the major changes. And sure enough, Asuko's right. After 5 days of being there, he basically looks like almost a double of the freaking princess. And people started to ask, is this Izuku or is this like your twin or something? No, it's Izuku. He looks like me right now, but he can still change a little bit back to himself, but not at all, really. What do you mean by that? As Izuku does change his hair to turn into like a very, very light green. And plus, yeah, he'll probably change it soon to like his normal green. But yeah, for right now it's a very lime green hair. Okay, well, I guess that'll be easy to tell you all apart. Yeah, I guess so, but how are we gonna find each other? Well, it's pretty easy. Just keep the lime hair going and it'll be very easy. Or what? Hmm. Ozuku, do you really want to stand out from the rest? Sure. Well, here. As she pulls something out and puts it around Izuku's neck. On the collar, as she puts it on, Izuku notices that it's a collar with a tag on it. What's this? Well, it's a collar. And since others might come after you, since being the first human, and furry now, I'm betting that after a little while you will be able to change back into your normal self. But for right now, this will be the permanent way that they know that you're mine. So any girl that tries to get with you will easily be shut down. What do you mean? Well, check the tag. As he takes the little dog tag and looks at it and points it up at himself, it says, owned by Princess Kitsuna. Really? Well, of course, stating my ownership over you is the best way to know that I love you. Well, thank you very much, but own? I think that's a bit more like slavery or something. Well, slavery is a known thing here. Well, in all the countries, of course, but it's it's very useful. But this is more of a, well, yes, master slave pact almost, but just knowing that I have you in my grasp, so don't try to run. Yes, ma'am. Now then, let's go ahead and move on with the outroar. Okay, ma'am. Now it's time for breakfast. Okay. Now, Ember, what shall we be eating? Well, we have basically all waffles and stuff like this. As they finish up with breakfast, they get a knock at the door. As Princess Ketsuna goes to open up the door, ah, it seems you're here. Well, who am I supposed to be meeting? I would like you to meet Deku. Deku, you say? A human? Well, there's a problem right now. Well, what is it? Well, you see, during one of the nights, he has ingested one of my fur, or strands of hair, or fur. And he looks like this, as she brought her to Deku, and so, you're Deku. And who are you? Oh, call me. Please let this be it. No, that's a reptile. Yeah. Here, I'll show. Yeah. I'll show you guys that I am the reptile princess. Call me. Cobra. Okay, Miss Cobra. Thank you, Izuku. Now, I'm hopefully going to be helping you with this incident we have here. Yeah, I was hoping maybe we could find a doctor or something to kind of reverse this or something. Well, reversing it is practically impossible, but reverting yourself to a more uh, noticeable appearance will be better, though. Well, I look forward to working with you, uh, Miss Cobra, as I with you, Izuku. As I shake hands, and that's where I'm going to end it. I don't know if I really like that much, but that sounded really good. Also, I really like the picture for her, Miss Cobra. But yes, like if you hit that like button if you liked it, hit that sub button if you want to see more, and hit that dislike button if you didn't like it. But I really don't want y'all to hit that because I felt like that was pretty good. But if you guys didn't like it, your choice. It's your free will. Now, question: with Apex and Darling and Franks, well, not Darling and Franks, but mostly Apex. I was thinking of some ships, but who do you think I should ship with, Deku? I was thinking, all girls, but I was thinking, you know what? I'll let them pick. But yes, I will let you guys pick three or four legends that are going to be shipped with um, Deku in my Apex. What if? 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh, 1, 2, okay, maybe just 3. Because the more I think about it, yeah, just 3 is gonna be enough. Since I'm always doing a lot of harems. But yes, just pick 3 legends that you want me to ship with Izuku, and I'll do it. So that'll be it, and bye, my wolf pack.